Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. I'm Lucas and welcome back to the final round of PSGL F1 Season 31 on PC. Today we have round 8 at Monza where, the championship's going to get decided. And I believe I was leading the championship going into this race. I don't have a picture of the championship standings, which is my bad. We have a chance to wrap up the championship today if we do. I basically do a good enough job, so we'll see how we fare by the end of the race. And I believe we were fighting. We were fighting our teammate Barry for it, Yarno, probably Freddie as well. But I think we basically needed to beat our rivals to have a chance of fighting the championship. Albeit it's PSGL, and at this point in the season, our focuses were kind of practically diverted away from PSGL in a sense. I mean, we were doing, in a sense at this point, we were already doing like very limited practice for these races. Even from the last round as well, probably before as well. The focus was very much on F1 esports from a very, very early stage. So that we could, because that was the most important thing at the end of the day. So if we won PSGL, it would have been obviously a lovely cherry on the cake, but it was something that we were all, so it was like a side quest basically for all of us, because we were all the drivers were most likely at this point heavily into the esports grind. In the background we have our first run of Q1, by the way, which I should have probably clarified before I decided to basically recite an essay, but nonetheless we put ourselves P2, which should be good enough to get us through in the one run. And it is good enough for P4, and we've now got our sets of, that was a very quick transition, and now we've got, 2 sets, brand new soft tyres for Q2 and Q3 respectively. So, I think I've said all I need to really say. Let's just get into the action. So, a lap of Monza, a very, very tricky track on this year's game. Braking just before 100 metres. If you brake 100 metres, you'll probably be too late. Trying to straddle over the inside sausage curb for turn 1 if you can, just to open up the entry to turn 2, and then you want to save the distance all the way on the inside here as you head towards the Roger chicane. Braking just before 100 metres again, if not on it, and that's the hardest corner on the track right there. Turn 4 chicane, the Roger chicane even. It is the hardest corner on the game to get absolutely perfect consistently. It is massively challenging. So we managed to get through there okay. The Lesmos are quite good as well, and now we are heading towards the Ascari chicane. Plenty of road used on the entry and exit, which is what you need to do. I think I had a car off into the wall there as we look behind, which thankfully didn't put us off too much as we come towards now the final corner into Parabolica. Get a nice length to the apex. It's all about carrying as much speed as you can in, and then just trying to hold on through the exit as we save the distance to the line. It is a 118.739, and that should be good enough to potentially get us through. But regardless,
also good last from Barry.
Regardless, we have the other set of tyres. So we're P2 at the moment as Yarn Opmire's P1. So we've just got one extra lap to try and solidify our position in Q3. So into turn 1 once again, braking just before 100 metres, and this time carrying a lot more speed in, having to be very aggressive on the direction change, but because of how much speed we carry, we're up quite significantly on the delta. So very strong first chicane to kick off the lap. Now we've got the nightmare chicane of Roger that we need to try and negotiate, braking at 100 metres, turning in nice and early, but we're hesitant to commit fully. But nonetheless, we gain 0.12 of a second now as we head into Lesmo 1, where we completely miss the apex. Somehow do not lose more time on the delta into Lesmo 2. Nice and smooth, and this lap's actually turning out to be pretty good at the moment. We're quite a bit up. P5 as it stands at the moment as we head in towards Ascari. Plenty of road on the edge, a bit hesitant, using all the road on the right, but we actually invalidate by the smallest of margins as we mess up the exit of Ascari, and now we need to hope that I actually get through into Q3.
No, you're easily through.
As the engineers now confirm that I should be safely through on the first run. So, albeit we invalidated in a Ascari, we should be through
There's quite a lot up on that one.
into Q3. And speaking of, here we are in Q3. Didn't even show the board for some reason, the results screen. But anyway, first run of Q3. How are we going to fare now? The grip's at its highest, and yeah, this is such a hard track to extract the lap around. So yeah, breaking into turn 1. Just understeering just a tiny bit. We didn't get completely upset by the curb though. That was the crucial thing. But we just had a hint of understeer as we tried to apply the lock on the way into turn 1. Now we've got to do this horrific chicane once more. Heavy braking. Not quite all the way over to the left. Just car losing the rear as we transition onto the right-hander. Getting the car in pretty okay for Lesmo 1. Not using all the road in the exit. Not quite getting the apex we wanted through there. It helps to rotate the car. You can just nibble the inside curb of Lesmo 2. But nonetheless, the lap has been just clean enough, I guess, up to this point. Sending it into Ascari, using a decent amount of road. And we get a random bump in the middle of Ascari, and we'll lose the car. So, yeah, I mean, the car just compressed midway through the curb. And, yeah, we lost the rear, and that's not ideal because... yeah, we wanted a nice clean banker to give you a lot of confidence to, yeah, send it in the last run, which is critical around this track. So, yep, it is. We put the time on the board. It's about P4 as it stands provisionally. So we've got it all to do now. We really want to make sure we're at the sharp end at Monza, as you do at every track, basically. I mean, that was one of the most silly comments I've ever made. But anyway. Into turn 1 for the final time. Heavy braking. Plenty of apex here, but we actually get shuffled over. We use a lot of entry curb, and we actually got a bit of understeer because the front of the car grounded out, and we actually skipped over a bit. So we've got a very nice entry, but unfortunately we get skipped over, so we've lost quite a chunk of time now as we head into turn 4. Lots and lots of commitment this time, and as you can see, we are absolutely annihilated the delta. So yeah, it just shows you how random these curbs can be sometimes. It's a nightmare to negotiate, but nonetheless we are 0.12 up as we head into Ascari, which we know we have quite a bit of time in. It's already a shame about the first sector, but we can't really do anything about it now. So sending it into Ascari, not quite using all the road in the initial left-hander, but nonetheless getting a nice smooth clean exit, which allows the delta to go flying. One more corner to negotiate now to try and put ourselves as far forward for today's race. Oh, well, not today's race, but you get my point. Completely missed the apex, not what you want, but I think we carried a relative bit of speed up. A snap over here. It's not been a completely ideal lap, but it's good enough now for P3. Where's it going to leave us for the race?
Yeah. My video was 117.
Same for Lucas.
As with us, is that who's still to finish? Anyone still to finish, or is that us?
Yeah.
There's still quite a few.
Yarno's probably going to put it on pole or something.
No, Yarno is equal on his time.
Brandon.
Yarno gained 30 only. He's 30 up. 40. Yarno is P8.
Brendan's done.
Brendan's done.
Yeah, Brendan done. Actually, good quality. Let's go.
Wait, is Fab on a lap?
Thomas is invalid. Brendan and Fab are done. It's done. This is quality. We're over.
I think that's quality.
Good job, boys.
So it's P2 and P3 for the Maka boys for yeah, today's, well, not today's race, Lucas, for PSGL Italy, and yeah, it allows us to play teamwork basically. We've got Freddie on pole, and we need to just try and yeah, just try our best. And it was basically we needed to, for us to win the PSGL Championship, we needed to try and win really. And I said, I mean, we had good points, but we needed to. Yeah, I think we just needed to win. So, or at very least beat our teammate or Freddy or Yarno. I can't remember the championship permutations, which is completely my fault for trying to build tension in this video. But anyway, into the first chicane, and we actually do not. This was a big problem because Barry and I were trying to obviously not cause each other trouble, but unfortunately we lost so much time in doing so that yeah, it meant that Freddy basically got an immediate DRS gap, and that was not ideal because it meant that Freddie immediately started pushing with his battery to try and open up a DRS gap to Barry. So yeah, lap 1. And we're already on the back foot. We really both now need to push on, and we need to suspend the battery. It's critical to be in DRS at Monza. If we lose the DRS to Freddie, then we could be in deep trouble. And you can hear we're just talking about ERS, trying to make sure that we're, just trying to stay with Freddie, who was just, putting the afterburners on from the very beginning of the race, and I was just going to follow through with Barry. So if he used, I used, we just needed to both go after Freddie. So to the end of lap 1 now, first time into Parabolica. Barry actually misses the apex a little bit, but he still carries decent speed, such as nature of the corner. And yeah, lap 1 of 27 in the books, and skipping on to where we're going to skip on to now, just the end of lap 2, and we are just about in the... We're still having to use energy, but we're skipping into the lap now. Freddie actually broke DRS, which is not ideal, and in chasing, Barry used all of his battery. He's not flashing, but I think he's about to say he has 13% or something.
DRS, Barry, what's yours?
I'm 13.
Yeah, so Barry used all his battery trying to stay in the DRS, but unfortunately couldn't, which means that I now need to try and take over and slingshot past and then use my ERS to get back into the DRS of Freddie. So it was quite a challenging moment in this race. So as we can see, we're overtaking our teammate Barry now to try and... now our job is just to try and stay either as close to Freddie as possible or get into the DRS, and just to make sure that I'm just trying my best to keep in that DRS. So the gap is 1.2 seconds now at the start of lap 4, which is a reference marker for us. Got it down to 1.1 momentarily. They're breaking into the chicane, and we actually kind of messed that up badly. We make this turn 5 quite square, and the gap just goes straight back up again. But that's just sort of going to be the common theme, is we were sort of yo-yoing the gap just above that DRS zone, or that DRS detection of 1 second. So yeah, we had our work to do. I was trying to use battery. I didn't 100% know what battery Freddie had, so it was quite hard to judge. I didn't want to use all of mine and then get outdone by Freddie and then leave myself vulnerable. So it was quite a lot at play. So the plan at this point was I would try and stay as close to Barry as close to Freddie as I could, and Barry should hopefully, now that he's behind me, be able to recharge his battery that he used all of, and then if I don't catch Freddie, get back past me. So skipping on now to lap 7, and
into turn 1, Sebastian is pushing quite a bit.
And skipping on to lap 7, I've kept the gap identical to Freddie, but I've used my battery now. And now that Barry's had the chance to recharge his battery, he's now going to take over and get ourselves back into the DRS of Freddie ahead. So this was good. This was good team play from us at the moment. It was not the smoothest start to the race that we were after, but nonetheless we've made it work. And I've managed to sort of keep us in play, thankfully, by matching Freddie in these laps, which was it's never an easy thing to do because Freddie's absolutely rapid. So Barry now takes the position back, and he should now, with that DRS and ERS, fly himself back into the DRS of Freddie and bring ourselves back into strategic play in this race, which was just great teamwork. So on to lap 8 now, and Barry's now just going to close that gap up, absolutely slam the ERS and close up to Freddie. Now we've got Sebastian Joe behind us as well in P4. Effectively a teammate of Freddie, so we're kind of in a weird way we're on a Red Bull sandwich. So we weren't totally out of the woods yet. Strategically, we could still have things happen. Papa Brendan in P5 as well, and I think now Barry just got DRS. I actually can't see. I think Barry got DRS, which was critical. That was a huge turning point of the race. So now we're back in it, and we can now focus on advancing forward with the strategy. And Freddie was pushing super hard and actually nearly shunted out of the exit of Ascari. And now it was my turn to recharge the battery behind my teammate Barry. So yeah,
DRS were reaching.
a challenging opening stint already in this race, but it's just important to be there at the end of the race. So yeah, on to lap 9 now, and now we can begin the regeneration process. On to lap 13 now, and Sebastian Joe behind us has opted to pit, which is critical because the undercut is extremely strong around Monza. So we knew now that we needed to absolutely push like crazy as we brake extraordinarily late into turn 1, and our teammate Barry takes the lead, which is critical for the race. And you can hear Anton, my engineer, confirming we are going to box this lap to cover the undercut of Sebastian Job, who decided to box, and I am as close to the back of Freddie as I can be relatively. Yeah, before I box. So Barry's going to stay out, I'm going to box this lap along with Freddie and Brendan, and yeah, try and hopefully, albeit we're not really sure how it's going to go, yeah, defend from Sebi, but we'll see how that goes. So into the box now, putting on a fresh set of mediums,
still got to get it warmed up,
and yeah, we will see how we get on, because we've got yeah, we don't know who else is pitted, who else is undercutted, so we're going to have to see once we get out of the pits how we're getting on. So pit limiter is off, we're right behind Freddie, but if we look behind us now, we have Sebastian Job flying along past us on the left, and we also have now Patrick Sipos going round my outside as well, but on set of hard tyres. So he must have went from medium to hard and pitted much earlier. Now, this is critical for me. I need to overtake Patrick here. If I don't overtake Patrick here, my race is over. I saw he was flashing with energy. I don't care that my tyres are cold. I'm on a set of mediums. I have to send it on Patrick, so we go up his inside into Roger, and that was very, very important for us in this race. If we didn't make that move, we were in extreme trouble. And Freddie has a 3-second time penalty. Again, critical in this race for us to try and stay in it for the win. So now we've got Barry going long, who is boxing this lap, and he should have the freshest mediums just by 1 lap of the group. So now my focus is trying to get back past Sebi, who boxed 1 lap earlier than us. So we have a tyre advantage, and we need to try and yeah, we just need to push and give it everything to try and get ourselves back into this race, because Sebi could just sit where he is if he has enough battery and maybe just hold on. So it was yeah, there was a lot of things to try and figure out in this race with 11 laps to go, as Barry now rejoined in the lead of the race on fresh medium. So strategy has worked out very, very well for our teammate, which was great to see. Well, not in terms of the championship, I guess, but in terms of like the strategy working out, that's exactly what yeah, the intention was, to get Barry out on that longer strategy. But yeah, we needed to try and, you know, beat everyone ahead of us if we wanted to win, I guess, the PSGL championship. So yeah,
he's got a penalty. You can charge your
Freddie gets past Barry, who is on obviously just out the pit, so his tyres are a bit cold. So Freddie is now ahead, but with the older tyres and again the penalties. So coming towards the end of lap 16 now, a lot's happened. I'm trying to like keep up and remember what happened, but yeah, Sebi ahead now is flashing with energy, and I have a lot more battery. So for me, I need to make this move. So I'm close. I'm going to go up his inside, and Sebi doesn't fight it too hard. So thankfully, we should get this move done. Barry gives us a bit of slipstream to help us out along the way. I actually braked way too late here. Wasn't going to miss the corner, but didn't want to go alongside with Barry. And yeah, now we just need to get the foot down and go after Freddie. So now it's a two-pronged attack with the 2 McLarens to chase after Freddie, which was not an easy thing to. I mean, we had to work quite hard to keep ourselves in this position to be able to attack Freddie. Albeit Freddie is Freddie's got the time penalty, so technically Barry's going to win the race as it stands at the moment. But we didn't know for sure if the penalty was multiple warnings. So for all we knew, Freddie didn't have the penalty. So we really still had to win this on track for absolute certainty that we were going to win the race. So, but in terms of the championship, I had to beat the cars ahead of me to win the championship. So this was a critical lap in the race. If I need to win this or beat them even to take the championship for PSGL. So yeah, I decide quite early on in this straight, I'm not going to use my battery now. I'm going to let them attack each other, I'm going to let them fight, and hopefully pick up the spoils if they decide to come together, or if they try to, you know, go side by side exactly like this into turn 1, and unfortunately they start tagging each other and they actually both lose it. They're into the wall and we are in the lead, and this puts us in championship position for PSGL. So we need to finish this race and take the win, and this should put us in position to win become PSGL champion. But we've got Brendan right behind us, and I have no idea how much battery. I think I did 10% battery or something. So yeah, he had fresher tires than us though, so I just needed to keep pushing to the line. But unfortunately for our teammate Barry, him and Freddie literally like demon dragged each other into the wall. They just sort of like contact. The cars just sort of dragged together, and they couldn't unstick themselves, which is naturally not the way I want to win any race. But I just had to keep my nose clean, and bank on, you know, these things happening. And I mean, I was going to get the switch back on them anyway. It was just a shame that they had the contact. But we're rounding the final corner now. We're going to take the win, and we are going to take the PSGL Championship as we didn't know it at the time because the season was shortened actually, and this was the last round and we didn't know it. But we are the PSGL Drivers Champion of Season 31. And yeah, it's finally, albeit months too late, we have finished the PSGL series. And yeah, I just want to thank you guys for all the support. Hope you've all enjoyed the videos. And yeah, hope to catch you guys for some probably some more F1 esports style content in the coming time, I guess. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you all.